With all that's going on in the world, is it getting to you? Is it bothering you? Are you a person that take on a lot of emotions from other people, or when you hear about certain current events and things going on in the world, does that weigh on you in a way? If so, this episode is for you, so stick around. I would love for you to get the message out of today's episode. So let's get into it. Hello, world. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, hi. How are you? How is your heart? I pray all is well. I really, really do. I really pray all is well. So, I wanted to go ahead and get into the topic of the day. I want to talk about what's going on in the world and how I pray that if you are anything like me and you feel everything, I pray that you are protecting your energy, protecting your peace as much as possible. It's so much going on, and it's almost to the point where it's like some of the things that I'm hearing, some of the information that I'm seeing online makes me wonder why things are the way they are. And then a part of me also be wanting to help as much as possible or figure out a way to help the best way I can. But what I've come to realize is that I can do my part and that's all I can do, but I cannot and will not know the answers to everything. So basically what I'm saying is this: we will not know the answer to everything, no matter what's going on. No matter how much information you research and find, we just won't know. And I think it's good to a certain extent for us not to know every single thing. I don't even think we have the capacity to handle knowing all of the answers. I truly don't. I truly don't. And so I just want to say that after seeing some of the stuff that I'm seeing and have seen over the past few weeks, the past few days, it kind of made me want to shut down. And I am a person that when I am overwhelmed, I will usually just go into my bubble, especially if I can't figure out the answers or just figure out why things are happening the way they happen. I just go into my bubble and I just spend a lot of time to myself. And I also wanted to do this after seeing all of the stuff I've been seeing online. I was literally ready to get off social media, and it's not because I don't want to do content anymore. It's just simply because sometimes social media can be so draining, so exhausting. That's why I tell y'all to make sure you are trying your hardest to be mindful about the things that you see, because I don't care what nobody say. I truly think that energy is so real to the point where I truly believe that we can take on other people's emotions through these phones. We can take on the weight of other people's energy through these phones, y'all. You ever find yourself scrolling and being maybe on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and reading comments, and you might all of a sudden get this wave of whatever type of emotion. It could be sad, anxiety, whatever type of emotion, just from reading people's comments. And I always like to say to just be so mindful of your time spent on social media and the internet, period. What I am grateful for the internet for is how we can access so much now. We literally have information at the tip of our fingers, which was not the case years ago. So I am grateful for that. And I am also grateful that things are coming to the light. And one thing that gives me hope is knowing that however God is planning for all of this to play out, I truly have faith that it's going to play out exactly as it needs to. And I'm also grateful that the light is being shined on the darkness. And I don't care what nobody say. I truly, in my heart, believe that light will always outweigh the dark. The light will always outweigh the dark. That's why I always believe in being a beacon of light. I always believe in just being the light. Being the light. because it will definitely outshine the darkness. And as you can see, what's going on is so much being brought to our attention, which is giving us awareness, which is something many of us didn't have. And it's almost to the sense where it's like we might have had information, but it wasn't exposed the way it's being exposed now. And so during this time, while all of the information is being brought to the light, while it's so much news, so much information being put out on the internet, on social media, I just want you to please protect your energy, protect your peace. I always like to tell y'all, please don't ignore how you feel. Sit with your feelings. That is the best thing you can do, is sit with your feelings, observe what you are feeling, go through what you are feeling. And then after that, take the necessary steps to do whatever you need to do to make sure you are okay. Okay? Take the necessary steps to do what you need to do to make sure you are okay. If that means putting the phone down, and that's what I had to do. I had to just get off of the phone. I had to stop. I even found myself digging and looking and read and trying to just find out so much information. And it got to the point where it was like, you know what? Sometimes when you can't wrap your mind around something, you just have to literally just let go and surrender and just say, you know what? Okay, whatever. I'm some of this stuff we will never know. It's information that we see, but it's still so much that we will never see. It's still so much that we'll never know about. And so when you find yourself just getting to that space where you might be getting super angry, super emotional, super upset, calm down. Calm down. I am grateful, like I said, that we are all aware of the stuff that's being broadcasted all on the media. So now we know. So what we can do is our part, whatever that means. Awareness is everything. So that means you could literally be out in public and paying more attention to certain things now when you out in public, because now you have real awareness. Like, it's different when you really see, you know how you can hear things, but when you really start seeing and reading and visualizing, or not visualizing, but seeing what's being put out there, when you can actually see it at your fingertips, it's like, okay, now we have the awareness. Now we know what's going on. Now we can pay more attention. Now we can do our part. We all, as individuals, I truly believe, can play a role in doing whatever it is that we are assigned to do in the moment. Whatever it is in the moment that we are assigned to do, just do your part. Be safe. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Don't feed too much into the negativity. Sometimes, news, it's great to understand what's going on in the world, but sometimes all of the negative news and all of the stuff can just really put you in a space. And for me, if you anything like me, it'll put me in a space that I don't like to go to that often anymore. I found myself literally, I was sitting there and I was watching a movie that I actually shared. And I'm going to mention the movie here. It's called Sound of Freedom. You can actually watch it here on YouTube. And I was getting extremely emotional while watching the movie. And it made me so upset. I'm talking about, it made me so upset because after even watching the movie, like I said, just seeing so much other things, so much other information, I literally wanted to get off of the internet. I wanted to get off the internet. I started having all of these thoughts about, just like I said, and that's how I know the mind can be so tricky, and you have to just make sure you are doing the best you can to protect your mind, because I started having thoughts even about just getting off YouTube, getting off social media. I felt like there was no hope in this world because of what's going on, right? I started just feeling like there is no hope, but then I instantly was reminded, and I know that was God just reminded me that, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, there is hope. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad, and that's the truth. It's literally like good versus evil. It's good versus evil, and you have to try your hardest to focus on the good. That's not to say to ignore the evil, but I had to heavily rely on my prayers. I had to heavily rely on God and just pray and surrender and trust that God will handle it. Trust that not only, and I'm not saying that we don't take action. I'm not saying it, but what I'm saying is that God will handle it to the point where his soldiers that are here, his soldiers, you and me, his soldiers that are here will be able to help handle these evil forces, these dark forces and this darkness that is going on in this world. So I have faith enough to know that what's meant to happen will happen. It's going to take place. It is now being so much being revealed, and it is so good because in the past it just wasn't as revealing as it is right now. And so I am grateful. That gives me hope too. That gives me hope. And so, like I said, if you getting angry, you find yourself getting angry, just try your hardest to protect your peace and always try to be a beacon of light. Try to be a beacon of light. And that's why I was like so grateful that I was reminded that, you know, God got this, and that no, it is not the time for me to go into hiding. Actually, it's time for me to continue to show up even more. People like me, channels like this, people that are trying to actually help people in this world that is so full of all of the crazy things, right? It is time for people like this to continue to push out the positivity, continue to give other people hope, continue to show up and create a safe space for the people that are drowning in this world. Y'all. It's so many people that are sick. It's so many people that are troubled. It's so many people that are troubled, but do not get so caught up in all of the information that it make you sick. It's some sick people in this world. Let me just say that it is some sick people in this world, and do not get so caught up in what's going on that it make you sick. And I'm not talking about sick like them, but I'm saying mentally, just in a mental sickness where to the point where it just make you have all of these feelings and emotions and things going on internally that causes you to just be in such an awful frequency, a low frequency, a low vibration. And that's just never good. It just don't ever turn out right. And so, like I said, I don't like to go to those dark spaces that much anymore because I know how dark they can get for me. I know how sad I can be. Because I'm an empath. I take on a lot of people's feelings, emotions. I feel so deeply. And one reason why I'm just always constantly doing work on myself is just to continue to keep myself in a good space so that I don't go into that wave of sadness, into that space that I just don't want my mind to go to anymore. And it's not to say that we won't have thoughts and triggers and stuff like that, but I just don't like how they make me feel. So I choose not to focus too much on things that put me in that space. And I hope the same for you. I truly do. I hope that you would choose the same. Choose not to stay focused on negativity, stay focused on, anger, rage, all of that. It never turns out good. It just never does. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and just talk about just continuing to protect your energy, protect your peace during these times, and do your best to keep your spirits high, and also just pray. Ask God for help. I do believe that when we all come together and we pray, that things really do truly happen. I truly believe that. Let's not feel, I know a lot of people, like to talk about God, and, I've seen so many crazy comments, but what we got to understand is that God is within us. He is within us. And that's why my faith is so deep in God, and I truly believe that his soldiers, his people, us, I truly believe that we are going to come together and we're going to make some changes happen, just because, like I said, just because it's so much more awareness now. And just know that we all can play a role. We all can play a role. God is within you. He is within you. So when it's a point in time for you to take action. When it's a point in time for you to do whatever, speak up. When it's a point in time, you know what I'm saying? That is really what I truly believe helps make changes in this world, in this life. Us, the people that are walking on this earth, we have to be the change. We have to be the change. Okay, y'all. So, with all that being said, and I'm not promoting violence or none of that, all I'm saying is now that you are aware, if you have been watching the news, if you have been reading the information that is exposed now, and you now are aware and know what's going on, like I said, when we in public and we seeing things, take action the best way you need to. That could be literally, like I said, speaking up. It could be as simple as that, speaking up, speaking out, and paying attention to our environments. I tell my son all the time when you're out in public, just to pay attention. Tell your kids, let your kids know, pay attention. Put these phones down. Pay attention, be watchful, and watch out for each other. Just that simple. Watch out for each other. Watch out for these kids. Watch out for these kids. I don't care if you don't have kids. If you have kids, cool. But even if you don't have kids, watch out for the kids. Watch out for the babies. Pay attention. Pay attention in public, y'all. Pay attention. And like I said, do your best to protect your energy, protect your peace, because it is a lot going on. It is a lot going on, but there is hope. Keep this kind of content in front of you. Keep all the good content that you can in front of you. We cannot control these algorithms. I even try to tell y'all to make sure you keep your content and your algorithm as positive as possible. I have a lot of positive people that I follow, but I still see all of the crazy stuff. So it's like, no matter what, we can't control this. It is, all of this stuff is controlled by whoever, wherever. And so a lot of times, we gonna see information that we don't even want to see, just because that's what they want us to. They want us to be distracted, right? They want us to be distracted. So once again, protect your peace. Go outside more. I posted the other day, if you feeling moody, if you feeling like you in a funk, go outside, get you some fresh air, turn the phones off, unplug from social media, unplug from these devices, and go outside, touch a tree. Go outside, go for a walk in nature. Go outside and sit outside. I know it is cold in many areas, but it's starting to warm up more in the South. I'm in the South. Even if you're up north, if you can still go outside, take a break from these phones, take a break from these devices, and go outdoors. That's what the old folks used to say. Go take your butt outdoors. Go get you some fresh air. Go breathe. And yes, do the best that you can to stay focused on the good and stay focused, and don't give too much of your energy to this crazy, crazy stuff that's going on. Stay aware. Let's stay aware. Stay mindful. And we gonna be all that we can be and do the best that we can. Okay, y'all? So that's all that I have. If you are watching on YouTube, I truly appreciate you. If you are listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Y'all already know I'm always so grateful. Y'all add some comments down below. Talk to me. Let me know how y'all feeling right now. I would love to hear from y'all. I know y'all watching. I see you looking. Don't be scared to say nothing, man. I ain't gonna bite you. I ain't gonna come through the screen and bite you, man, for saying something in the comments. Okay. So yeah, y'all, let me know how you doing. I would love to hear from you. Check the description box below, where I always leave additional resources for you, and you already know what I'm about to say. If you ain't looked in the mirror and told yourself nothing nice today, go look in the mirror and tell yourself something nice, because you deserve it. I love you, but God love you more. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all be sweet. Bye.